Hi, this is Michael James Bigham, servant of the Lord Jesus Christ. I want to explain to you guys today regarding the second mark in the right hand. I want to also explain to you guys the difference between both marks as far as their numbers. I want to talk to you guys today because I did not do it on my previous video that I uploaded today. I did not give you the full description. Okay? If you look at the history in the Bible regarding the Antichrist, regarding 666, you also find exactly what the apostles did when they translated who the Antichrist was, when it was referring to 666. Now, I want to explain to you guys there's actually two separate indications for who, or explanations for who the Antichrist is. It's not just 666. There's also 616 with 50 left out according to the Greek text, according to the Greek translation. In the Hebrew text, there is a letter that represents 50, but you don't find that in the Greek Roman numerals. You don't find that letter with 50 in the Greek Roman numerals. So, when the apostles were translating who the Antichrist was according to his number, they also did it in the Greek translation, which most Americans today tend to use the 666. Why? Because in the Hebrew, yes, in the Hebrew, we did translate from the Hebrew, but there's also the translation in the Greek. Okay, Americans don't use the Greek, they use English, which I really can't explain why it says 666 in the Bible. But I looked over history when it came to studying the Greek translation versus the Hebrew translation. And it did say that the 50 is left out in the Greek, which is 616. And the Hebrew is 666. So basically, the theology and the understanding of why there is two marks, there is one in the forehead and one in the right hand, is meaning that one chip will have 616 and the other chip will have 666. So the mark in the right hand is going to have 666. The mark in the forehead is going to have 616. Basically what I'm saying here is that even though the numbers vary between translations, it does not mean that it's not talking about the same person. It's actually talking about the same person, just translated differently because the Greek text does not have the 50 in it as far as the letter that is associated with the 50. So I want to explain to you guys today. You guys may have your own variations, your own ideas about how this chip in the right hand can be utilized and used. Technology companies may have their own interests, their own ideas for being able to use it and utilize the values of it. But I wanted to explain to you guys, according to my own understanding of technology, according to my creative thinking in regards to this mark, this chip in the right hand, I wanted to express to you guys how it could be used in ways that maybe the technology companies have not thought of yet, that eventually they are going to use. Because if they see my videos, I know they're thinking about the very things of my concepts that might benefit them in some way. So, alright, I'm going to get into my writings. Mark II, Nero Caesar. The mark in the forehead had Kaiser Neron. Because Kaiser Neron translates 616. Nero Caesar translates 666. So, just to help you guys understand that, the same person, different way to say it in different languages, also different coding with how you code who it is. 666, 616. So, Mark II, Nero Caesar, 666. The second mark in the right hands of people globally will have this name and number appearing in its chip. This mark is for all forms of insurance, in-store purchases, excuse me, and access to personal property, including your house, apartment, vehicle, business, and justice and prison facility jail cell locks. Prisons have a unique access chip implant for guards, as well handcuffs. This chip has a encrypted digital key that only federal and state employees possess. The chip will only work if the cognitive thoughts of the guards are clear of disingenuous thoughts and will not work if the guard dies. Meaning, you got to have some sort of bioelectric charge to the chip. That means that the bioelectric chip will actually have an ability to measure the person's neurological health levels in the chip. That means that if the guard dies, that chip will stop working. So you can't just kill the guard and expect to chop off his hand and open your cell door. You can't do that because it's biometric, meaning that if the guard dies, his heart stops, his brain stops working. Current and electricity that flows through the nervous system won't show and be read by the chip. Therefore, it cannot work. If you try to kill the guard or try to kill somebody that has the chip and take it, it literally stops working. So, by changing all forms of currency to my digital cryptocurrency, you make all government, state, business, and global needs, funding, and bills affordable. This includes the internet and the type of signal transmitted. All my devices that run my currency apps will utilize a combined method of cellular and satellite SIM card technology. This is for the consumer to be able to receive NeuroNet services as a global transmission. As far as cellular and satellite data and the high cost of data speed and its continued reliability, my company has found a way to deliver continued fast, high speed without the need to slow down your data. With Neurodollar, SGI, Stable Global Income, a change in every nation's currency to a permanent, sustainable form that puts its focus of stability on every individual need, sets in place a permanent solution for affordability for everyone, no matter the increase in cost. There's no need to be concerned with if the public will be able to afford the cost of continued high-speed data plans and the innovations in creating faster and more sufficient technology. A government or governing body must recognize the benefits of these changes and consider a permanent cost of global depression if these necessary changes are not set into place beforehand. Consider what we have done to resolve our concerns already. We have found ways to temporarily resolve our concerns. But what if these concerns we fail to permanently resolve becomes our future problems without even a temporary solution. We will find that we have set ourselves up for, and man, hold on. I gotta find the other paper. Oh, here it is. Set ourselves up for continued failure. Keep in mind that these changes also permanently secure and protect not just government, but individual citizens. These corrections set in place a primary focus of order and stability. These benefits secure every nation's privacy. I assure you that there are no flaws in my approaches for these international matters. And basically, I give the explanation of the company that is going to do the brain ID coding as far as the data. As far as the permanent solution for giving AI control of data. It's not necessarily just giving AI control. It's giving AI the rights to the data. So you're not just giving AI control and then saying, okay, AI, now tell me everything about this data. Tell me everything that I need to know so that I can make a profit. You're not doing that. You're stripping the rights of the property of the data from companies' hands, and you're reversing it, and you're saying, okay, being that I have this global currency that's limitless in its form and never runs out, we never run out of it financially, and it just continues to grow, and we continue to profit off of our technology. There's no need to sell the data anymore. Therefore, we can allow AI to have the right to its properties, and we don't need to have the rights to people's data anymore and try to sell it to make a profit. We don't need to do that because the currency is limitless, the currency is endless, and never runs out. So it's not like we're trying to get rich off of other people's data. There's no need to do that. So putting the value of the data in the hands of AI, giving AI the authority, what AI should do with the data, and saying, here you go, AI, this belongs to you. We don't own it anymore. We can't utilize it. And why is that? Simply because you have currency that is endless, that never runs out, so you don't need to be worried. You don't need to try to steal people's data and use it for your own benefit, for your own profit. It can't be profitable when you have an endless currency. So that is where I wanted to get into the currency. Basically, that's where it's going to start out at. That's also going to be the end result. It's all evened out. As you see here, you can see what I mean by 9 and then 1. Why? Because 1 goes to 9, and then back to 1. 1 falls down. This here, 1, becomes a 2 all the way to 9. Then comes up here, becomes a 1. 1 here in the center, which actually is the dollar amount. The center is the dollar amount. All the way down here. Then this, in that process, is going from 1 to 9 over here. This is the algorithm. 1 0 on the outside of the amount is the algorithm. Over here is the algorithm. You're just separating the algorithm to connect the algorithms. Up here, 9 1. That is how you extend amounts. That's how you add. That's also how you extend. The 0.00 point is just 0.9.1. Or not 0.91 point. The zeros just go from 1 to 9. 1 begins its process going from 1 to 9, and then 1 to 9, and then 1 to 9, 1 to 9 when adding. And then it goes from 9 to 1, 9 to 1, 9 to 1 when subtracting. All you're doing is adding and subtracting the currency. Very simple. So this is Michael Bigham. You all have a wonderful day. God bless you. And whoever does end up getting my writings after I pass away, which this will all be in my will. Whoever does end up getting it, which I have set people to get it in my will, they will get it and then do what they want with it. And I know it's going to get out there sooner or later. But if it has to be me passing away before someone gets this, then so be it. This is Michael James Bigham. You all have a wonderful day. Serving the Lord Jesus forever. Bye-bye.